much. It is now my pleasure to introduce to you a gentleman having his own private convention this week, the chairman of the ill-fated Tory party, Lord Alfred Hayes.
Ill-fated? Well, maybe.
We have with us an extraordinary array of guests, as you outlined earlier on. I think this is perhaps the only time I can recall in which we will have both the men's heavyweight champion along with the ladies' heavyweight champion of the world all on one show.
That is most incredible. It's definitely a first. Are we going to have them together at any time?
I would imagine that circumstance would prevail somewhere during the show for sure.
Gosh, I would like to see that. She is such a lovely girl.
Lovely, gorgeous Wendy Richter, along with, of course, Hulk Hogan, who many women feel is gorgeous, and he is a monster. You're not going to believe just how big this man is. But speaking of monsters, Nikolai Volkoff is even bigger in some respects at 327 pounds. Just an unbelievable human being.
He is awesome. His main strength is his ability to take as much punishment as he can dish out, and he can certainly give punishment.
Managed by Freddie Blassie, I might add, and of course Mr. Blassie, one of the most active and certainly one of the most successful managers in professional wrestling history. We're going to have a little special feature on Freddie Blassie. Also, a little surprise from Mr. Blassie. I'm sure he's going to be entertained, I should say.
The bellicose and, what could you say, belligerent Blassie.
Speaking of belligerent, Arnold Skaaland, no. Arnold is not belligerent at all. He never was. As a matter of fact, he was known, and still is to this day, known as the Golden Boy. Arnold Skaaland, who, of course, has been known more for his managerial skills than of his wrestling skills as of late, but the Golden Boy, Arnold Skaaland, also set to join us. It's going to be certainly a show I'm sure we're all going to remember, and we were going to return. No, we're not going to return. We're going to stay right here, and we're going to introduce to you right now the ladies' wrestling champion of the world, the one and the only Miss Wendy Richter. Goodness. And back this time, when you were here last on TNT, we wished you good luck in Madison Square Garden. It must have. Something worked for sure. You now the new ladies champion. How does it feel?
Oh, God, I'm just so happy. It was a dream, and I have the belt, and I plan on keeping it. I don't know if I can hold it 27 years, but I'm going to do my best.
I wouldn't think anyone would ever, again, attain the mark that the fabulous Moolah attained, although maybe it's not over yet. The fabulous Moolah, of course, still hot on your trail.
It's not over yet. I know she wants that belt. It had to be hard to walk back out of the ring without it, but I'm going to put up a fight for it. I want it, too, as bad or worse than she does.
She is a scrappy sort, isn't she?
Yeah, and she'll go to no end either, and I had to keep that in mind at all times, but I'm prepared for it because I want that belt.
All right, what we'd like to do is to take you back. We have some videotape footage, and Miss Richter was being presented the championship belt by a gentleman who, of course, will need no introduction when you see him moments from now, Mr. Gene Okerlund. And then from there, something happened. Miss Richter was being presented the ladies' championship. She had just won the belt from Madison Square Garden. This was going to be the official presentation. We will take you now back to the videotape. We will show you the melee, actually, that evolved from this presentation. Let's go now to the videotape.
All right, Wendy Richter, you have got to be absolutely delighted with the response on hand this week. Here is the title belt, and I know you're going to wear it proudly. By the way, you've got to compliment Cyndi Lauper for helping you make it to the top.
Yes, I want to thank Cyndi from the bottom of my heart. She helped me, and this is the biggest thing.
Wait a minute, wait a minute. Hey, please. Hey, come on. What the hell is going on?
What is it? Wait a minute. Oh, come on. Come on.
Oh.
That's a fabulous Moolah in there. Come on. That's Moolah. Look, what is she doing? Come on. I can't believe this. I can't believe this. Wendy Richter. Fabulous Moolah almost ripping her limb from limb. Oh, she's going to get him with a belt. Mean Gene Okerlund presenting Wendy Richter with the new World Wrestling Federation Ladies Championship belt. And unfortunately, that woman right there spoiled everything. You talk about a disgruntled champion. You talk about a sore loser. That's the fabulous Moolah, who just could not stand that. Fabulous Moolah spoiling this. Mean Gene giving Wendy her jacket there, and Wendy is hot. You talk about an angry woman. That's an angry young woman right there.
Wendy, what about it? I would think that does anger one.
I have never been insulted like that in my life. She tried to spoil my night, the presentation of my belt, and I'm so mad that just made me angry all over again. It's the first time I've seen it. And I just hope none of my family's seen it. They all have cable and everything, but my God, he's been bragging what a lady he has. You call that a lady? To hit someone from behind and rip their clothes? That has nothing to do with wrestling.
No, indeed, it has nothing at all to do with wrestling, but those are typical Lou Albano directives and typical fabulous Moolah activities, I would think. As you said before, she will stop at absolutely nothing to gain back what she claims is rightfully hers. You're going to be in for a rough time of it.
Well, she's such a lady and everything. Seemed like she'd have been woman enough to come up and fight me in the ring, you know, not to attack me from behind and rip my clothes in front of everyone on nationwide TV at that. Oh.
It was a humiliating experience, Alfred. I'm sure in all your years of pro wrestling, you've never seen anything like it.
No, she's a feisty old beast, Moolah, and...
Wait, I don't know if we would go so far as to say, what was that?
Beast.
Yeah, she's a feisty old beast, and but I will say that Wendy kept her dignity, and I applaud her for that.
Well, thank you, but it's too late now. Everyone's done seen it twice.
Well, it was a happening and certainly should have been reported, but nonetheless, it doesn't do anything in terms of humiliation. I think perhaps the only way you can regain some of your composure, perhaps, is in a return match with the fabulous Moolah.
And that she will get, as many as she wants. I'm ready. Thank God Gene had a jacket to let me cover up with, that's all I can say.
We wish you all the best of luck. As a matter of fact, we would like for you to stay around if you would, please. We'd like for you to join the incredible Hulk Hogan later on. Perhaps you have a little opportunity to cool off.
Yeah, that might help me simmer down.
Sure. We'll be back with more Tuesday Night Titans in a moment. We had with us moments ago Miss Wendy Richter, who, of course, was managed on that fateful night in Madison Square Garden by Cyndi Lauper. And, of course, Miss Richter on to victory in Madison Square Garden. And behind the scenes, there was a gentleman who led both ladies into the ring that night in Madison Square Garden. His name is David Wolf. David Wolf was pretty much the man behind the scenes through all of that, having had a very active interest in professional wrestling for years, and now even more active, because as we will see moments from now, David Wolf, who is indeed not Lou Albano, David Wolf is in fact, of course, the manager of Cyndi Lauper, and also the manager of the Freebirds. He has signed them to a very lucrative recording contract, but more importantly, to the Freebirds and to David Wolf, signed them up and represent him in the wrestling world. Let's take you now to videotape footage of the fabulous Freebirds.
Hitting that in the good sense. They are really rugged. The Freebirds. Many would say the greatest threesome in professional wrestling today. Freebirds being checked out by the referee. Last minute words of advice by David Wolf. All right, there it is. Freebirds ready for six-man tag team competition. Consultation on the part of Freebirds. It looks like it's going to be Michael to start things off. Look at that. And gentlemen, Jerry Valiant doesn't know what point to make of that. Walking up now, Valiant. Valiant with a right-handed misses. Michael Hayes. With Valiant in the corner now. Valiant, ooh, with a right hand. Valiant, sending Michael Hayes to the non-throw to the corner. Here comes Alexius Smirnoff. Alexius running into a foot and it not stopping. Alexius, now look at this now. Double team effort. Terry Gordy coming in to help out Buddy Roberts. Look at this, over the right hand. Oh my! Alexius Smirnoff having his problems. Buddy Roberts and now the forearm, a chop brother. Roberts hauls out big Alexius. Whips it to the rope, and off. Back body drop nicely down. Roberts with Alexius Smirnoff. Where's he going with him? Oh, the ears will ring after that. Big Alexius to the buckle. Roberts charges. Oh, runs into a Russian boot. Now, Alexius Smirnoff in control. Buddy Roberts comes off and runs again into the boot of Alexius Smirnoff. Smirnoff scooping up Roberts, has him slammed to the canvas. Smirnoff backing up and drops the boot. Cover, if he can get him down, he may have him. Roberts, only a count of one. Not much of a cover on the part of Alexius Smirnoff. He knows better. Smirnoff ramming the knee to the back. Buddy Roberts into the on-waiting Max Blue. Snaps him off the top rope, does Max Blue. Entering the ring now after the tag, and no tag there on the part of Roberts. Max Blue hammering into the chest. Series of forearms. Roberts raking the face, trying to make the tag, and he does indeed. Michael Hayes in. Right hand by Michael. Michael with Max Blue. Whips him into the buckle. And Max Blue finding things going a little rough in there at the moment. Michael Hayes whipping Blue to the, oh, you can see that telegraphed. Tag made now, gentleman Jerry Valiant, who's anything but a gentleman, back in the ring with Michael Hayes. Whips him to the rope, sets him up, back body drop, no. Leapfrog, right hand, nice maneuver by Michael Hayes. Here comes Terry Gordy. Big Terry with a right hand, Alexius having his difficulty. Uh-oh, oh, 6 wrestlers in the ring, all at the same time. Max Blue running into Alexius, off the rope, gentleman Jerry Valiant. Oh, down goes gentleman Jerry Valiant. Cover by Gordy, referee, puts it, yes he does.
The winners of this bout, the fabulous Freebirds.
The fabulous Freebirds, victorious.
I would suggest we're going to be seeing a great deal more of the Freebirds in the World Wrestling Federation. They are really coming into their own, to say the least. However, there'll be a man in the background to do everything possible, I would suggest, that will attempt to thwart, if not somewhat destroy the careers of the Freebirds, if in fact that can be done. That gentleman, about whom we make reference, is going to join us shortly. His name, Freddie Blassie. Manager Freddie Blassie will join us when we return with Tuesday Night Fight. Earlier on, we alluded to the fact that Jonas is one of the most, well, I guess, one of the foremost managers in all of professional wrestling. So without further ado, we would like to introduce to you Freddie Blassie. Mr. Blassie, welcome to Tuesday Night Titans once again.
Thank you. It's
Lord Alfred Hayes,
How do, sir?
whom, of course, you know quite well, I would think.
Yes, I know Lordski quite a while.
Lordski.
That's right, Lordski. All you Englishmen are alike. You all got Lord Albert Hayes, Lord Jan Blairs, all Lordskis.
Oh,
That's all they got over there in England, Lordskis.
Well, what we have here, of course, is a manager extraordinaire, giving it credit where it should be given. Mr. Blassie, with a tremendous stable of athletes in your entourage, one of whom will be our guest, by the way, later on. Unbelievable Russian, 320-some-odd pounds, Nikolai Volkoff. He's awesome, isn't he?
Oh, he certainly is. This man, I can't say enough nice things about the man. And he'll do just whatever I tell him to do. If I tell him to go out and walk over a man, kick him, slam him, do anything, he'll do just that.
It seems as though that the other principals in your stable, if we may be so bold as to use the term, the Kamala is an example. He's near 400 pounds, a Ugandan giant, incredible.
Yes.
He, too, listens to Freddie Blassie. I mean, he seems to fit the Freddie Blassie mold, if you will.
Well, I don't speak his language. That's the reason I have this man Friday. He's my interpreter. He translates what I tell him.
Well, let me ask you, why does Friday wears a mask, and one side of it is white and the other side is black? Can you explain that?
Well, it was my idea to do that because I figured I don't want to detract from Kamala.
All right. Well, detracting from a match some time ago was Freddie Blassie. Let's take you to some videotape. This is the third individual whom you represent, the Iron Sheik, who's already in the ring, Mr. Blassie. The Iron Sheik was the man who finally was able to take you all the way to the World Wrestling Federation title. And here, again, we find the Iron Sheik attempting to once again become a title holder, this time at the expense of the Intercontinental Champion Tito Santana. Here now, Freddie Blassie being it, and there, Freddie Blassie is the guest referee.
That's right. This is the first time I've seen this tape.
Iran, weighing 265 pounds, the former World Wrestling Federation champion, the Iron Sheik.
Well, you can hear the boos on the part of the Iron Sheik, Mr. Blassie.
They were throwing everything in that ring except the kitchen sink.
Mexico,
Now listen to this.
weighing 242 pounds, the Intercontinental Heavyweight Champion, Tito Santana.
Big deal. Cheers. He loves cheers, Tito Santana. I could care less. I like money.
There's Mr. Blassie. Now, this is perhaps as close as you'll ever get to really holding the Intercontinental Championship belt, what we just saw moments ago. But then again, we were surprised once before. We had stated that you would, of course, never manage a wrestler who would hold the World Wrestling Federation title. We were proven wrong because of the Iron Sheik.
That's right. And you'll be proven wrong again.
Now, here in this matchup, I mean, it is most unusual. Can you tell us exactly how, somehow, I mean, through cajoling or through some sort of legal effort, why is Freddie Blassie a guest referee? I mean, that has to be the most biased referee. I think perhaps, you would not agree?
No, I would not agree with you. I disagree with you 1,000% because the athletic commissioner knew that I would call it the way I see it, right down the line. I wouldn't favor my man, the Iron Sheik, and I wouldn't favor Chico Santana.
That's Tito Santana.
Tito to you, Chico to me. I know that pepper belly from down in Tijuana, Mexico. He's got marks all over his back where he crawled underneath the barbed wire. I told the Sheik, I said, you get in here and wrestle and don't pay any attention to those fans out there. You're in here to win the match.
Well, obviously the fans are somewhat distracting, and again, we see, yes, distracting the Iron Sheik. So here, apparently, Sheik is not listening to you. What are you telling him now?
I'm telling him, get in here and wrestle.
Well, now, wait a minute. Do you think that's fair?
Certainly it's fair.
What kind of, were you giving him advice all the way through the
No,
match?
no, I'm not giving him advice. I told Chico, I said, when you get in here, wrestle.
Then you flatly deny that you were at any time during the match giving advice.
That's never at any time do I give any advice to the Iron Sheik. I don't have to give that guy any advice. He already knows all my tactics and things. You just watch and you'll see. 50-50, right down the line. There you are.
That's a little dangerous, isn't it? Now, were you not protecting the Iron Sheik then?
I was pushing Chico back so he didn't dare hit the Iron Sheik on a break. You're not supposed to hit on a break. I remember this match now very clearly. You watch now. Now, see? The Iron Sheik was going to use his fist, illegal tactics, and I grabbed the arm.
All right, now what are you saying, Tony?
I'm chewing his... things that I can't say on TV. There, see me push him back, tell him abide by the rules.
Are you sure you're not giving him advice that perhaps he should... The Iron Sheik never was very good off the ropes, anywhere around the ropes. Are you sure that's not what you're telling the Iron Sheik? Stay away from the ropes?
Do you think I would do anything like that? Do you really think I would do anything like that?
There are many in wrestling, Mr. Blassie, who feel that you would do anything.
Well, I might, but not that night. I was the sole boss in the ring.
Look at that! Now look how slow you get down. Look.
Slow?
Yes.
I was like greased lightning, right down there. 1, 2.
All right, now again, look. Seems to me you're kind of either out of position or intentionally out of position.
This guy here, this Chico Santana, he keeps, see?
I thought that was a pretty fast count.
Fast count.
You put a count of 2 on him.
1, 2.
All right, now that you're not even checking the Iron Sheik's shoulders. He was down, like you weren't even close to checking.
McMahon, those were rolling. You can't pin nobody by rolling them shoulders. Both have to be flat on the mat at the same time.
Over now, there you won't. Look at that beautiful maneuver. Oh! Things not looking too well for the Iron Sheik. There now, look. It takes you a while to get down there again, Mr. Blassie. And
man, I was
wait a minute. From our vantage point, look, you see Santana release the hold. From our vantage point, the Sheik's shoulders were down on the canvas.
And now he's got a chokehold on the Sheik.
Why didn't you check it? It's not a chokehold. You can tell it's up by the chin.
There, I'm checking it now.
You're checking it.
See? It's a chokehold.
Well, you get your whole hand underneath there. How could it possibly be a chokehold? We just saw your whole hand go underneath the forearm.
McMahon, you see it from a different angle. I was right in the ring at the time.
All right, there is not a clean break against the ropes. Now, was the Iron Sheik admonished?
Oh, yes. You didn't see it.
Now, what are you saying? You're looking down. You're not even looking at the... You didn't admonish the Iron Sheik for that.
McMahon, I see you're finding a lot of fault with everything I do, and everything I did.
Well, here, that guy...
Up to this point has been 1,000%. Right, Lord Ski?
No, I have to say very, very flatly that at the moment there seems to be a certain amount of bias in this
I
referee.
can see I'm sitting between two evils.
No, you're not at all, but we must say what we see. You just can't discount the fact that at the moment you haven't really been doing justice to...
I don't think this was the same match I was refereeing. I think you two fellas used some trick tape photography here.
Well, this tape has not been edited, I assure you. And here, all right,
there.
What do you mean there?
A low blow.
That was not low. A clenched fist, yes, and another one. Now you're trying to get involved here and break it up. Now, did you admonish the Iron Sheik for raking the face of Santana?
Oh, he didn't rake his face.
What do you have his... Mr. Blassie, please.
Just used the heel of his hand right across the face.
Now what about now? Where is Freddie Blassie to intercede now?
Well, that's...
How do you explain this? How do you explain that?
Well,
How do you explain the Iron Sheik now? Look at this, with those controversial boots kicking up into the abdominal area. Look at the point on those boots. Did you check them out before the match? Now look at what a fast count. That was definitely a fast count.
No. 2 seconds. 1, 2. I still think you fellas did something with this
No, this tape has not been edited whatsoever. Now to the rope. Now look at this. Look how slow you are getting. Well, wait a minute. His shoulders are definitely down. Oh, please.
He kicked out. He kicked out before I had a chance to count.
He
kicked out before I had a chance to count.
Santana on fire, justifiably so. And here, that is the most biased I think I have ever seen a referee.
I thought it was a great job of refereeing, regardless of what you two...
What do you think, Lord Alfred Hayes?
I think definitely the facts show there that Tito Santana had the Sheik pinned and he didn't count. I don't care how you look at it, he did not count.
You mean I didn't count?
That's exactly right. That's what he's saying. All right, if we would take you a little bit further, we'll be back. We'll be back to view a little bit more of this footage and what we will prove, we hope, to be very biased Freddie Blassie. I don't think you'll be able to deny it. The tape has not been edited. Tuesday Night Tight-Ends, and again, our guest at this moment is manager Freddie Blassie. And Mr. Blassie, I think subject to a great deal of justifiable criticism based on the officiating that we have seen you do thus far.
McMahon, do you sit there and mean to tell me that...
I would like to tell you this. I'd like for you to comment further. Let's go back to the videotape and let's see more. All right, now, the match has progressed quite a bit. Santana has been hurt, and hurt badly. Earlier on. Now, quickly. All right, now Freddie Blassie gets down. Now, look at that. That's got to be a fast count.
Nah. The Sheik is raising Cain with me because I didn't count fast enough.
Well, he wants to count as fast as lightning. Even you couldn't pull that off. They'd never let you out of the arena. You can bet you've taken every liberty thus far that you possibly could have taken, at least in my judgment. There.
Beautiful
Devastating.
suplex.
It was beautiful, no doubt of that.
Beautiful, beautiful.
And here you're allowing the Sheik to kick Santana right in the face, and look at that!
With the flat of the foot, what's wrong with kicking a man in the face?
And again, we saw what appeared from our... Now, what's he doing now? If he isn't loading up the boot, Mr. Blassie.
Well, see, I didn't see that.
Now, what are you doing? What are you doing over there?
People were throwing paper cups and things.
Look, you're not even paying attention to the match.
Well, I'm clearing out the ring. I don't want nobody...
Oh, yes! And there he hooked him, he
get
covered
hurt.
him. And look what you're doing. Where is Freddie Blassie? Look, he's covered him for a count of 10. Finally, the Sheik kicks out. Where's Freddie Blassie? Santana screaming at you, justifiably so.
Sure.
Now look at that.
The people over there said, why didn't you count? I said, well, he wasn't down.
And there you turn around, and another referee...
Yeah, how did he get in there?
Another referee, an unofficial one, I might add, jumped into the ring and counted the Iron Sheik on the 1, 2, 3.
Do you mean to say that tapes of this can't be spliced? You know, I done a little bit of my own investigating. This guy sitting beside me here, Lordsky, Alfred Hayes, over in England. He's known as the greatest splicer and editor in the business.
Mr. Blassie, yes, obviously it is very easy to edit tape. This tape, however, was not edited.
No, not edited. Well, I got to take your word for it, and I got to take his word for it. But will you take my word for it that I didn't do anything wrong?
Mr. Blassie, clearly the tape can't make you do something that you are not doing.
Well,
I think the tape speaks for itself.
You can take 1, 2, 3 and leave 2 out, can't you?
That possibly could be done. We thank you for joining us. We'll have you later on with Nikolai Volkoff. We'll be back as we continue with more Tuesday Night Tight-Ends in just a moment. Back with more Tuesday Night Tight-Ends and Lord Alfred Hayes here to join us. And, of course, to join us in just a moment, a very special feature coming in to view. As a matter of fact, a very, very special feature. That is a nasty beast, if there ever was one.
The mailbag nearly knocked me out this week.
Roddy Piper was bad enough when you got whacked by him, but someone else with that mailbag is devastating. Lord Alfred Hayes,
this is a dangerous program.
Without a doubt.
That's why it's TNT, I suppose.
What do you have in the mailbag for us, Lord?
Well,
glad I didn't get the mail.
Woo! This is from Tyler, Texas. Dear Vince, I watched your part about referees on TNT. It seems to me they have lots of excuses that don't make much sense. Isn't it about time we had some lady refs? They wouldn't stand no nonsense and would do a better job. Helen Holmstein.
Well, Helen who?
Holmstein.
Helen Holmstein. Easy for me to say. Helen, why don't you volunteer? I'm sure that there are lots of very capable lady referees. And that's something, as a matter of fact, that I think the World Wrestling Federation should take up, because I don't know why they could not be as effective as many of the referees that we have seen in the past, and certainly more effective than one of the referees that we had as our guest earlier on, manager Freddie Blassie, who, if anything, was the epitome of what you refer to as being totally biased and partial. with that in mind, we would like to introduce to you a man who is one of the most unbiased individuals in professional wrestling today. As a matter of fact, he is liked by so many. And what can you say more about the Golden Boy himself, Arnold Skaaland? The Golden Boy.
Nice seeing you. All right.
Arnold, how are you?
Arnie, how have you been?
Oh, hanging right in there, Vince.
As always. That's one thing you have been noted for through the years, is hanging in there all the way. And riding up and down the highways and byways of the World Wrestling Federation like no other.
That's true, and working out and staying in shape.
That's right. As a matter of fact, I would suggest that you have been such a credit to professional wrestling through the years, having managed Bruno Sammartino all the way to the championship, I believe, on 2 different occasions, wasn't it?
It sure was.
And then from there, we thought we had seen the last of Arnold Skaaland. Many thought they had seen the last of Arnold Skaaland when Bruno, of course, retired. And then coming back, you found a young man from Princeton, Minnesota, Bob Backlund. Many who felt that, well, he didn't have all the tools to become champion, and I think largely due to your qualifications, he proved everyone wrong.
Well, he had all the tools, Vince. It was just the idea of getting him together and put him in the right spot.
Well, we would like to put you in the right spot. If we may, we'd like to take you back to some videotape footage in a few moments. Well, now, there was something that Lord Alfred Hayes said earlier on, that you broke him into the business. Now, what does that mean?
Well, Lord was a great man in his days, and I don't think it was exactly that way, but I think we could have been in about the same time.
I would have appreciated that in any case. Arnold obviously has good talents, and a lot of it a little latent, but they are there.
Latent?
Yes, hidden, you know.
Well, you were known as the Honey Boy, or you were known as
I've had so many names
Crowbar.
and titles, Vince, I can't quite remember them all.
Let's go to some videotape footage now, and we'll show you some action, some nostalgia action for sure, in light of our present guest. Let's go to the tape. Back with the Golden Boy, Arnold Skaaland, and your opponent there, Pete Sanchez, and I'm sure one of the many matches, Arnold Skaaland, that you remember.
I don't know. It's going to be tough. I have had so many, Vince. I can't remember them all. There's over 10,000 matches I've had.
That's unbelievable. And you've wrestled in how many decades?
There's 5 decades.
Gosh.
Arnie, you look great. You're in great shape. You keep yourself up to par, and I wonder if, in fact, Arnold Skaaland would attempt to make wrestling history if you could perhaps wrestle in one more decade.
Well, I don't know, Vince. These guys are too fast for the kid today.
Well, they are awesome, aren't they?
They are, sure. A lot bigger and faster, and I don't know what I have to do. I'd have to take them down and hold them down. Try to hold them down as much as I could, but once they got loose, I'd be in bad shape.
Well, S.D. Jones tells of an very interesting story, as a matter of fact. It was out in the parking lot of the Bucket of Blood, I think it was. But of course, that was an unofficial match, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, those kind of matches, I'm pretty good.
But if the match goes over, 5 minutes, then
5 minutes, I'm lost. If I can't beat him in 5 minutes, I might as well hang up my tights.
Well, you certainly have had your shares of victory, both as a wrestler and certainly as a manager, Arnold Skaaland. We hope you find perhaps the next World Wrestling Federation champion. He couldn't be in better hands if, in fact, that takes place. We thank you very much for joining us on Tuesday Night Titans. We'll be back as we continue in a moment. Later on here on Tuesday Night Titans, we're going to have with us some giants in professional wrestling. Namely, of course, World Wrestling Federation champion Hulk Hogan at 300-plus pounds. And shortly, as a matter of fact, to join us will be Nikolai Volkoff, a Russian of extraordinary proportions at 327 pounds. But right now, we would like to take you to a matchup involving the opposite of these giants about whom we speak. We'll join in progress now, a matchup involving some outstanding, mighty midget wrestlers. Let's go to the tape.
Get him here. No. Carpenter complaining about the count.
Carpenter going for arm lock on Haiti Kid. There he goes, throws Haiti into the ropes.
Haiti now whips Danny in. Backdrop. Well executed. Haiti in control. Front face lock. Danny Carpenter complaining about a choke, but you got it. Oh, beautiful maneuver there. And Haiti now giving back to Gil Roman what he got. And Roman doesn't like it. Gil Roman in a no-win situation here. Best thing he could do is just get on the side and step back and let these guys do their thing.
Good go behind by Haiti Kid.
Nice ride. Tough to keep the bigger man down like that. Full Nelson now by Haiti. That's also a tough maneuver from the taller man. He's got to break it now. Oh! He broke it in a hurry. Oh! Could hear the smack of the flesh there as Haiti throws Carpenter in. Nice drop kick. On the taller man, that's a tough thing to do. Ooh. Haiti ran full force right into that boot. And Carpenter once again with the upper hand. And he shoots Haiti in. Gave a backdrop. He dropped about 4 feet, but at his height and weight, that's like dropping about 8. Oh, sunset flip. He might get him here. He's got both legs up there. Yes, he got him. Tough evening for the Haiti Kid, but ends up victorious. I didn't think he was going to be able to get those little legs up there and hook those shoulders, because if you don't, you're not going to get the pinfall. Let's get the official word.
Wrestling fans, the winner of the match, the Haiti Kid.
Haiti Kid, the winner.
The midget's always there for a belly laugh or two, to say the least. What they do in the ring is nothing short of amazing, isn't it, Laura?
Oh, their tactics are just unbelievable. I love to watch them, and I'm sure many, many people do as well. I don't see enough of them, quite honestly.
I'm sure we'll be seeing more of them, but we mentioned earlier on we're going to have some giants with us. When we return, we'll have Nikolai Volkoff with the Russian entourage. We'll be back as we continue with a 327-pound Nikolai. Back with more TNT, and just to join us moments from now, a massive individual, the likes of which many of you have seen in the squared circle. And, of course, all the way from Russia, it'll be Nikolai Volkoff and his manager, Freddie Blassie. Welcome back to TNT. Have a seat. Sit down, champ. I must say, Freddie Blassie, that you have really taken Nikolai Volkoff and molded Mr. Volkoff through the years into now obviously one of the top contenders in the United States. Or the world, I might add.
Well, he certainly is. You know, in my day, when I held the Pacific Coast heavyweight title, if you were 6 foot tall, weighed in the neighborhood of 240 pounds, you were considered a big man. But today, I'm considered a midget. That's the reason why I have fellas like Kamala, weigh 400 pounds, 6'9" ¼ Nikolai Volkoff, 325, 6'6", a 66-inch chest.
Massive.
The man is great, stupendous.
Nikolai, I must say that there are many wrestlers who have had some difficulty in the way Freddie Blassie manages them. True, Mr. Blassie, I'm sure you would grant there have been a few. Mr. Volkoff, do you find being associated with Freddie Blassie in any way impede your wrestling career?
I believe associated with Freddie Blassie is one American I really can trust, because he know when you go to the ring, they have two things: to win and become a winner. When you leave the ring, you have to raise hands up. And that's what I do. That's what he showed me how to do it.
At all cost?
Yes.
Well, that's not exactly the most sportsmanlike thing. Certainly we saw a great deal of sportsmanship in the recent Olympics, held, of course, here in the United States of America, and, of course, conspicuously absent was the country of Russia.
Well, country of Russia did not come here this time because Russian leaders decided not to come because America did not come last time to Russian Olympic. And the reason is, I guess, politics, and I come here as a sportsman. I don't like to talk about politics.
All right, fine. That's fair enough, and not too many people do. Let's take a look at Nikolai Volkoff in action. We'll take you now to the videotape, Nikolai Volkoff being introduced.
This bout is scheduled for one fall with a 10-minute time limit. In the ring at this time, from St. Louis, Missouri, weighing 220 pounds, John Phillips. His opponent, making his way down the aisle from Russia, weighing 313 pounds, Nikolai Volkoff.
My goodness, big Nikolai. Proud of his Russian heritage, Nikolai makes his way through this sea of humanity. And I suppose we are listening to some of his Russian heritage by way of a tape. Russian power indeed. He just went right over the top rope. What an impressive individual this is. 300 plus pounds of him.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please. Mr. Volkoff has asked me to ask you please to all rise while he sings the Russian national anthem.
Oh my goodness. Nikolai Volkoff.
You are typical Americans, no clash.
What do you say? Something about no class. Well, I'm not too sure about the class, but take a look at this man's physique. That's 300 plus pounds, and he is powerful. Look at the chest. He must have close to a 70-inch chest. He's huge. Volkoff locking up with Johnny Phillips now into the rope. Forearm quickly. Volkoff hammering away. Ooh, with a headbutt. Having his problems with Big Nikolai now as he takes over again. John Phillips. That is not, yes it may be. I believe that was, at least it turned into a chokehold. Phillips with a series of roundhouse rights has very little behind it. Volkoff with Phillips, look at that. Oh my, what strength. What strength, one hand, that's incredible. Volkoff quickly kicking Phillips to the midsection. Rams the right hand up into, may have been a throat area. Side kick there, and again a knee to the ribs. Volkoff all over John Phillips, now riding him, making use of his 300-plus pounds foot bulk. From time to time you may hear that high-pitched yelp in the ring. That's typical Nikolai Volkoff. Apparently that was a choke. Phillips, series of roundhouse, but Volkoff hammering right back. Volkoff, and down goes John Phillips. Kick to the back of the head, and Phillips covering up. Volkoff off the rope. Oh my, just glancing the back of the head, apparently doing more than that. Volkoff with a kick this time with more authority. Back's blue, I better do something pretty quick. Right into the buckle. Volkoff now. Again, using his sizable weight. Shoulder block. And John Phillips is indeed having problems. Headbutt again. Volkoff with an advantage and likely to keep it. He is merciless once he gains the upper hand. And the referee way out of position, finally coming back over to check to see what's going on. Volkoff not quite understanding why the referee is upset. Allows John Phillips to get back to his feet now and shoves him to the rope. Forearm to the chest. Phillips retaliating. Phillips, series of right hands, the last one missed, and Volkoff counters with a series of kicks. Volkoff, oh, wow, with a running head start. Big Volkoff, oh, wow, with a kick to the small of the back. Another one. Volkoff with Phillips up in the air now. Uh-oh. Volkoff sending Phillips way up in the air. Again, Volkoff displaying extraordinary power. Holding, down across the knee and down on the canvas. The shoulders squarely down, and a 3 count. He may not like his heritage, but he will be a contender to contend with, to say the least.
Your winner of this bout, Nikolai Volkoff.
Nikolai Volkoff. Look at this. Some agility for a 300-plus pounder, wouldn't you say? Let's go back and pick up the replay, as now Volkoff again displays extraordinary strength here. John Phillips, who obviously now we can say was no match for Volkoff, and Volkoff holds him up there. He just may be choking with the left hand, and then from there all the way up, watch him drive the knee into the small of the back. Unbelievable power possessed by Nikolai Volkoff. Nikolai Volkoff with his hands raised in a token of victory.
Big smile on Freddie Blassie's face, justifiably so. Freddie Blassie very proud of the wrestling skills of Nikolai Volkoff, which we understand, by the way, goes back during some lineage, does it not?
Fourth generation. Fourth generation the man is. Wrestler.
We have a photograph, I believe, of some sort of relative of Nikolai Volkoff, and you will see that Nikolai Volkoff comes from a long line of winners, I would think. Medals dripping. Now, who is this man, Nikolai?
That's my grandfather on my mother's side. Name is Ante Tomaszewicz. He was the world champion for the King Franz Joseph Austro-Hungarian monarchy. He was his personal bodyguard, and he was the best wrestler in the whole world. He weighed about 345 pounds. He was 6'7" foot tall. As you can see, he had no 1 ounce fat on him. He was an athlete.
Well, indeed. Freddie Blassie, you can certainly pick him. And do you think Nikolai Volkoff would ever have as many medals as his ancestor?
Well, he does have them. He's got the same medals. That's all gold. You don't think you're going to walk around wearing all that gold around with these pencil neck geeks around running around loose here? Put a snatch on him. You know, this man here, the fourth generation, right here, was training for the Olympics in 1980 when that chicken liver guy we had here, what was his name, the president?
Carter, I believe.
That's right. That pencil neck geek from down there in the South, he was scared. So he pulled out. He knew we had no chance whatsoever winning. But my man was training for the Olympics. And when they pulled this rug out from underneath him, I said, come back to America and we'll get back and making some real money. And that's what he's over here for.
So he's back, entered the pro ranks, obviously.
That's right.
The United States, however, did extremely well in wrestling, of course, both freestyle as well as Greco-Roman.
Oh, they did great. What competition they have? A bunch of women in there? It's the first time they ever won anything because Russia wasn't in it. Had Russia been in there, you know how many medals we'd have won? Exactly that. In that wrestling, that Greco-Roman. Exactly that. I hope those geeks out there can see what I'm holding. Zero. Zilch.
What do you think Nikolai Volkoff's chances are of taking it all the way to the top, Mr. Blassie?
Like money in a bank. Money in a bank. Stand up once, Nikolai.
All right, let's... obviously, he's a very, very impressive individual. There's no doubt about that.
66-inch chest.
That's like hitting a piece of steel, isn't it, Mr. Blassie?
I can break my wrist on him. Don't even budge him.
It's okay. You can sit down again there, Nikolai. Hulk Hogan, as an example. Now, I would think that would be everyone's goal, but I wonder if it's a realistic goal.
It is in my books, because I have a score to settle with Hulk Hogan.
Well, Hulk Hogan is 300-plus pounds, and Nikolai Volkoff over the 300-pound mark.
Right.
Again, I guess you alluding earlier on, Mr. Blassie, to the fact that you have to have huge, giant-type men in the ring these days.
That's right. And this man, believe me, he'll do anything I tell him. If I tell him to walk through that brick wall, he'll walk right through it.
Let me ask you, Lord Alfred Hayes, your opinion on one subject. Do you think that someone like Sergeant Slaughter would like to get into the ring with Nikolai Volkoff?
I would say that he's absolutely champing at the bit to do that. He has seen tape of Volkoff, and I believe that Volkoff is the ideal type of competition that Slaughter would like to, may I say this, toy with.
Toy with?
Listen, you're sitting right next to me, to my right hand and my left hand.
Yes, I've sat beside you before.
Yeah.
I must say what I feel. I can only tell the truth.
Nikolai Volkoff, what do you think about the likes of Sergeant Slaughter?
Sergeant Slaughter is an athlete, American athlete, and if you look record, because record speaking for the facts, and that is that American wrestler never won one gold medal in Greco-Roman sport in any Olympic ever been held before, except now here in Los Angeles, because Russians athletes did not come here and Eastern Bloc athletes did not come here. That's why American win one medal in Greco-Roman sport.
Would you like
I was Russian heavyweight champion. I never be put down. Do you think that Hogan, who is a nothing but American bleached blonde guy who come in the ring and scream and yell? See, I don't need to scream and yell because I have confidence in myself. I have confidence in my friend here, manager Freddie Blassie here. When I go ring, I love to go ring with Hogan and show him what is wrestling all about.
And Sergeant Slaughter.
Would you like to say anything in your native tongue?
Yes. Ja bih pozdravljam sav ruski narod, sav sovjetski narod. Jak se poživajte, tovariši? Ja pogledajte, ja sam odličnik, ja pozdravljam sav sovjetski narod. Vidanja.
With that in mind, we'll strike up the band, and when we return, ladies and gentlemen, Nikolai Volkoff will bring some of his Russian heritage right here to our show. Nikolai Volkoff, bringing him right up. We're back with more Tuesday Night Titans and, of course, Nikolai Volkoff, along with his manager, Freddie Blassie, our special guest at this moment. And, gentlemen, certainly you have made quite a reputation for yourselves in a very short period of time as far as contenders are concerned throughout the United States and throughout the world.
I can't think of anybody that trains harder and more than Nikolai Volkoff does. If I wouldn't stop him, he'd stay in that gym 24 hours out of the day.
What's your weight currently, Mr. Volkoff?
I weigh 321 pounds right now.
And it's all rock. Amazing.
Right.
Really an unbelievable
You can say that
physical
again.
specimen. Notwithstanding that, however, you have brought all the way from Russia. As a matter of fact, I am told that they have an engagement upcoming in the Russian embassy in Washington, D.C. soon. Nonetheless, this particular band, a very special one indeed, and we're told you're going to treat us, Mr. Volkoff, with some music.
Yes, I go show you right now. I go sing some Russian
You're going to
song.
sing?
Yes, I go sing for American people. Midnight in Moscow.
All right, let's hear it for Nikolai Volkoff.
Let's go!
Русские ветеря, как бы знали вы, ай, милые другове, над московские ветеря. Юдом были снова весной сон. Я вышел без новых как вы знали вы, ай, милые другове, под московские вечеря.
Very good, Mr. Volkoff. Excellent. Terrific. I didn't know that you had that in you. Earlier on, of course, we saw you singing, but that was in a different location in the squared circle, and I would suggest that you had somewhat of a different reception here than you do at the major arenas throughout the United States.
That's right. It's very difficult here to sing Russian nationality here in American arenas because American people don't have no respect. When American athletes come to Russia, if they have enough guts to show up there, as you people know, last time they never showed up for Russian Olympic. But if they come there, if by accident they win any first place, we Russians, we play American national anthem, and I stay there and salute, not because I like it, but because I have class.
All right, well, we understand now you're going to show us a little more Russian class. We have dancers, do we?
Yes, right. Idemo muzikanti, imamo djanci, ako ti pokajte to.
All right, fine. Would you care to step over here with me then? Hey, hi. impressive, Mr.
Thank you.
Volkoff.
I'm glad to show people here in the United States and Russia and beautiful music, a beautiful dance right from Russia.
Well, we thank you very much for joining us here on Tuesday Night Titans. We're a little bit running out of time. We have scheduled, as a matter of fact, to join us. You think Mr. Volkoff is big, and he is. Well, we're about ready to be joined by the 303-pound World Wrestling Federation heavyweight champion Hulk Hogan.
I want to say more, hands. Please, we'll be back. Almost
We'll be back with more TNT. We're happy to say that we have cleared the set area of Nikolai Volkoff. We certainly appreciated his appearance this week on Tuesday Night Titans. Nonetheless, Mr. Volkoff wanted to sing a bit more, and he can certainly wrestle a great deal better than he can sing. Would you agree with that, Lord Alfred Hayes?
I would go along with that, definitely.
But nonetheless, a very impressive athlete for sure, 327 pounds.
Oh, absolutely awesome. You can almost sense the strength flowing from that magnificent body.
Speaking of magnificence, let's take you, ladies and gentlemen, to the normal type entrance, the way that Hulk Hogan, World Wrestling Federation champion, normally comes into your living room. And as we said before, Nikolai Volkoff, a very impressive athlete at 320 pounds. Well, now let's take a look at the 301, 2, or 3 pound Hulk Hogan, the way that he normally enters a ring. Let's go to the videotape. Hulk Hogan, ladies and gentlemen, that's the way that he normally enters your living room by way of television, but we are very proud indeed to have with us now the reigning World Wrestling Federation champion, the one and only Hulk Hogan. Please have a seat. An honor to have you here with us on Tuesday Night Titans. A tremendous honor.
I'll tell you, Vince, it's great to be here. This is a little different, I tell you, but I like it. Kind of mellowed out here. You got anything to eat around here?
For sure, later on, I'm sure we will have. Perhaps a little training or whatever later on. Of course, earlier on we had with us the ladies champion. What a fabulous ladies champion she makes as well, Wendy Richter. But Hulk Hogan, I would say that there has never before ever been any individual in the history of professional wrestling that brings a crowd to their feet with that enormous electricity. There has never been a more charismatic World Wrestling Federation champion.
I'll tell you, Vicious Vince, I like the way you're bragging. I don't mind you bragging about me, but I'm not going to do it. The thing is, everywhere I go, the people love what I do because I actually believe in what I'm doing. And the people get behind that, man. They get behind me. They know that I train, say my prayers, eat my vitamins, and they can get with that, It's kind of like when I walk in that ring, they step in there with me. They're part of me when I get in that ring. And go back to Wendy Richter. I've been watching the lady for a long time, and she is definitely the Marilyn Monroe of professional wrestling. She deserves to be where she's at. She's worked long and hard. And Awful Alfred, I'm sure you're agreeing. She is
I like that, Awful
lady.
Alfred. That's nice.
That's it.
Oh, she is a lovely girl.
One thing the two of you have in common, if nothing else, and I'm sure there are many things, but one thing that certainly comes to mind is the extraordinary physiques that you don't get out of a box of Cracker Jacks, as they say.
Well, I don't know if we have that in common. I mean, she has a beautiful physique. Mine's a little different, kind of.
Yes, they're decidedly different. Nonetheless, the physical fitness attributes of both of you are enormous.
Well, without a doubt, Wendy's in top shape. I pride myself on trying to stay in shape, not just for show, but to go. You talk about Nikolai Volkoff. I seen the man, 327 pounds. Awesome.
Yes.
Scares a lot of people. Doesn't scare me a bit. You know, I've been there before. 330 pounds, 340 pounds, about the 20-minute mark. Alfred. Awful Alfred, that is. You start sucking a little wind. And you know, when you talk about size and being able to go in the ring, you have to be in top shape. That's why 303 to 305 is my prime weight. I mean, at the 20-minute mark, I'm just catching my second wind, and that's what it's all about. You got to be able to go the distance in the sport.
Well, you go the distance many, many times outside the ring also. And I think, again, that's one of the fine attributes, one of the things that you bring to the World Wrestling Federation. In a recent magazine, as a matter of fact, there's a shot in here of you and Roger Staubach, the great, the legend, really, Dallas Cowboy quarterback.
Dude, yeah, nice little dude, you know. Knew when to get out of the sport. Knew when to get out of the sport. The man knew his time was up, knew all the big dudes were coming after him, and he knew when to get out of the sport. A nice guy, but I admire him. Very smart man.
Both of you, of course, at the Physical Fitness Foundation dinner, and something, of course, that you wholeheartedly support. Here, again, among the many luminaries that were on hand with the Hulkster, Mr. and Mrs. Donald Trump, there with the Hulkster. And then from there are many, many instances in which Hulk Hogan takes his brand of physical fitness and brings it all the way down to Washington, D.C. During the testing. It was back in May, of course. All those little youngsters out there and many, many things that you're setting I think, the right kind of example, without a doubt. One other thing I'd like to get back. Hulk, there we have you, speaking of physical fitness, here with a bunch of cheerleaders. And I'm sure you must stay physically fit with all those ladies around you. That's a whole bunch of humanity there, pretty as it may be. Underneath that, however, you have some sort of mascot holding your head. And then from there, after a series of chin-ups, then you lift the entire apparatus. You were supposed to
see what it is, Vicious Vince. What it is, when you talk about Wendy Richter, when you talk about cheerleaders, I am human. I don't want you to think I'm inhuman. I do break a sweat when I get around good-looking women. And the thing is, you know, I was out there doing the Bob Backlund step-up test, did more step-ups than Bob Backlund ever dreamed about doing in a lifetime. Went out there and did more chin-ups, hung on the bar all day long, and I got bored with it. That's why I rooted the bar, pressed it over my head with a 24-inch pythons, and then that little mascot, that little chicken mascot, came up to me and said, "Is Hulkamania for real?" And when he asked me that, I got a little hot. The women were watching me, gave me a little extra psych off Alfred. I took the dude, pressed him over my head, and I was going to throw him 24 rows out like I did Sylvester Stallone, but I put him down because I heard him squawking like a little chicken. You know? But when you talk about professional wrestling, Wendy Richter, the cheerleaders getting in shape, Hulkamania running wild. I'm starting to break a sweat now. I'm getting psyched up, Vicious Vince.
I'm quoting you, being totally physically fit is a full-time job.
That's what it is. You got to live it. That's what I was talking about. The people believe in me, man. Day and night, 24 hours a day. Sometimes when I'm out in California and I can't get in Gold's Gym, I've got a gym downstairs. 3 o'clock in the morning, man, I'll sit up straight in the bed, eyes wide open, thinking about a wrestling match. I'll go downstairs and hang and bang till the sun comes up. The people believe in that, man, and they love it. They look up to it. They want to be like me. That's why even I've heard about you. I'm seeing those guns on you, Vicious Vince. They're starting to come up, brother. I know you've been training. Oh, they look good, though. I can see them through that suit. And the thing is, everybody's jumping on the bandwagon, man. It's the only thing that you do for yourself, man. There are a lot of great people in this world, and they're always doing other things for other people. But training, getting in shape, you do it for yourself and nobody else. That's what it's all about.
Now, you have turned one individual I personally know onto physical fitness, and I would probably short only to awful Alfred, as they say. You've turned one individual on that I thought would never be turned on. Let's go to the videotape and we'll show you who we mean.
Mean Gene, what are you doing? You're supposed to meet me out front. It's 5 in the morning, man.
Oh, come on. It's 5 o'clock in the morning. Where are we going to go at this hour?
That's exactly what we said. The workout start 5 o'clock. What are you doing with that smoke boiling in my face? My God, what is this, Gino?
Well, Hulk, I'm getting ready for breakfast here. I'm going to have some pancakes, a couple of eggs, some bacon. Before I work out, I was just having a cigar.
Hey, we're going to start out on the right foot. Get that coffee out of your mouth. We're going to start out on the right foot. I'll make you breakfast. Just stay right there. Now, Mean Gene, just listen to me. Forget the cigars, the coffee, the bacon and eggs, and especially those blueberry pancakes. Get me a couple glasses wherever they're at.
Be more
Just
than
get me a
happy to.
couple glasses, and I'll make you breakfast right now, Gino.
What do you got in mind here, Hulk?
Oh, I got something that'll keep you going all day long, Daddy. Don't worry about a thing, brother. Just don't worry about
You have got to be kidding me.
No carbs, no fat, nothing but pure protein, bro. You know, this is the eye of the Hulkster, man. You gotta get your head right.
Hulk, not raw eggs.
Oh, that's
Come on.
This is the only way to go, Mean Gene. You're in strict training. We gotta watch your diet. We gotta make sure you don't get overloaded with all those carbohydrates, and especially that nasty cigar I saw you smoking, Mean Gene.
Boy,
Look, the best protein you can get. We're gonna do this 4 times a day. Just watch me, Mean Gene. Just watch how easy it goes down. And then you're next, brother. This is how we start the day every morning and every 2 hours. We do the same thing.
Oh, no, Hulk, I couldn't.
There's not a better way to go. Come on, Mean Gene. You're already late. I was here at 5 in the morning, man. You're sitting there sucking on a cigar and drinking that coffee. Get your head right, man. You made a promise to me and all the people around the Twin Cities and the Upper Wisconsin area. So get it together, man. Let's do it.
Well, I'll tell you, Hulk, I'm afraid I saw you just woof it down. I'm afraid I'd lose it. Now, I've made a commitment to you. I've made a commitment to the people of the Twin Cities.
Well, the thing is, hold on. If you're gonna lose it, if you can't handle it, we gotta run a couple miles right now. But as soon as the sun comes up,
2 miles?
a couple miles. That's
Before
right.
the sun's even
That's
up?
right, Mean Gene. I don't want you to lose it out there, Daddy, because we're just getting started. I'll take care of business. When we get back, I'll make a couple more shakes for you, okay?
Oh my!
Let's do it, man. You ready?
I'm ready. Let's go.
All right. Halfway around, brother. Halfway around. Get psyched, Daddy. One more time around the lake. Let's do it, man. Come on, Mean Gene. You can do it, Daddy. Come on, brother. Gino, come on, man. All right, man. All right, Daddy. Halfway around the lake. Get your head right. Eye of the Hulkster, man. All the way. One more time. Come on, Daddy.
Go off? You gotta be kidding, Hulk.
Don't stand now. Come on, Gino. We're almost there, brother. Hulkamania. Gino Mania. Get psyched, man. Eye of the Hulkster, Daddy. Come on, Gino. Let's go, brother. Come on, Gino. Come on, Daddy. Let's go. Come on, Gino. Get psyched, man. Come on, brother. Finish up. Get your head right. Get fired up, Daddy. Eye of the Hulkster. Come on, brother. All right, Gino. Come on, man. Let's go, Mean Gene. Come on, Mean Gene.
Oh boy, I'm ready for a beer and a bratwurst. What about it, huh?
Whoa, Mean Gene, hold on, Daddy. I just rounded the corner and I turned around and you were behind me. Back to work, Jack. No beer, nothing, man. This is all training.
All I
Come
wanted
on,
was
Gino.
a beer and a brat.
No way. When we're done, maybe, but not now.
Okay,
Let's go.
okay. Tell you, Hulk Hogan is about as big as Prince in the Purple Rain. Hulk, what in the world are you doing here at this hour of the day? It's only 6 o'clock. Give me a break.
Hey, it's time to train, Daddy. Time to train. All right, come on, Gino. Get him up, get him up, get him up, get him up, get him up. Come on. Get a win, Gino. Eye of the Hulkster. Twin Cities, man. Come on. Come on.
Hulk, I tell you, I don't know how much more of this I can take. You've had me going up here 8 times. I don't know.
Just the beginning, Mean Gene. Just from the heart, brother, for the Twin Cities, the beginning. Let's go. Come on.
All right, let's do it.
Come
I'll try
Gino.
one more.
Jeez.
Oh, merciful.
It's the beginning, Gino. You're next, Gino. You're next.
Me?
You're next,
You gotta
Gino.
be kidding.
You're next. Come on, Gino. Up, Gino. Come on. Come on, Gino. Come on, all the way to the top. Come on, Gino. Eye of the Hulkster, man.
Hulk.
Come on, Gino. Come on. Come on, Gino. You can do it, brother. 32, the last flight of stairs. This is a 30-second one. Come on, Gino. For all the fans, man. Gino Mania's running wild. You got the psych. All right, Gino. I love it, man. I love it, brother.
Hulkster, we got it.
Me and Gene, they said we couldn't do it, but with all St. Paul, Minneapolis, Upper Wisconsin, we're gonna do it, me and Gene.
You had better believe it. Take a look, Hulk. We're home.
It's ours, brother. It's ours.
I must say I am really impressed, and if you can turn, my colleague, Mean Gene Okerlund, on to that kind of inspiration, Hulk Hogan, you can turn not just the United States, but an entire world.
The thing is, me and Gene, he inspired himself. You know, once we got going, once we got rolling, once he got on a new schedule, get all those poisons out of his system, he really got into it. He felt like a new man. And after we trained for that week, I spent a whole week in Minneapolis with me and Gene. And after that whole week, he swore off all the carbohydrates, all the ice cream, all the bad food. Not too bad, but just once in a while. And me and Gene, I tell you, I think he's a new man. He is psyched, and he's got genomania running wild now.
I'm sure of that. It seems to me, however, with this extraordinary magnetism that you possess, it seems to me that there's almost an equal great sense of responsibility that comes with that because of everyone in America looking up to you and following every footstep of yours.
Well, the thing is, you know, it's a heavy burden, man. I mean, it's a very heavy burden on my shoulders, and every time I climb in the ring, it scares me just a little bit. But once I get out there, I know the thousands and thousands of people in all the arenas with Hulkamania running wild. It makes it easy, man. And I get off on carrying this burden because they're all behind me. It's not like I'm walking in by myself. It's not like when I walk in the gym and try to do a phenomenal feat of strength, I'm by myself. The people stand behind me, they believe in it, and they make a believer out of me. It works together. Positive thinking, positive attitude, a positive body, and positive outcomes for me.
We're going to have some positive nutrition. When we return, ladies and gentlemen, Hulk Hogan is going to show us a little something about nutrition, Hulkster style. By way of videotape, that, of course, was Hulk Hogan after an extraordinary victory. But we are back now with more TNT with this enormous individual, the World Wrestling Federation champion. Obviously, we have chatted somewhat at length about physical conditioning, but now nutrition.
You know, the thing is, Vicious Vince, there are a lot of things that get me psyched up, man. Climbing in the combat zone, good-looking women, dumbbell curls. And food, brother, and food. Good food. This is good energy. You know, a lot of people think you need high testosterone, which you do. But most people, like my main man, me, Gene, who I've straightened out, he puts a lot of sugar in his body, like Awful Alfred. And the thing is, that's high test fuel, but it doesn't last very long. You'll burn your valves out. What this is all about is good food, and I want to give you guys a little dose of the medicine here. And once you get hooked on this stuff, there's no return.
Well, wait a minute. What is that stuff?
Well, what this is, you know, I asked you to get some fruit for me, Vicious Vince, and I really appreciate it. And I like the protein powder you got here, but it looks like Oxidol or something here. That's not what it's all about. This is the Hulkster's Python powder, soon to be on the market here. And you know something? This is super energy protein.
Wait a minute.
Python powder. Python powder. If you train, say your prayers, and eat your vitamins, these little garter snakes right here are going to turn into pythons. But the first thing I got to do is I got to get a label on here and get it patent and pended because it's so high test, so powerful, they're not sure about it yet. I can handle it, but we got to make sure all the little Hulksters running around can handle it. So what you do, you start out with some natural spring water because milk's for babies, you know.
Milk is for babies.
That's right, brother. You get the natural spring water in here, just a little bit. I don't know what your blender will hold. I don't want to blow it up. Then you get a couple doses here of this Hulkster's Python powder.
1, 2.
Maybe one more.
Oh. 3. Full on.
Then we need to get a little flavor here, some natural fruits and berries and everything like that. Yogi Bird would be proud of us here.
That's a nice...
Alfred,
Whoa!
Alfred, would you hold this? Alfred, would you hold this down, the button there? Just hold it down, man. We need to get this thing rocking and rolling here.
You gotta be kidding me. All right, and that was a peach, I believe. It's gurgling up a peach.
Little banana for the girl, ain't you? Whoa, watch out.
And berries?
A few strawberries.
These are all fresh, I assume.
Blueberries, I hope so. And now.
Oh, no, not again.
This is what it's all about. But you see, when you throw it in the blender, you don't need to crack the shell because all the calcium's on the outside. Just dump the whole egg in there.
You dump the shell, the whole deal?
That's what it's all about. 3 of these babies.
Listen to this thing. I don't think it's ever been treated to.
This is for you, Alfred. One more here. One more.
I don't think that blender will ever be the same for sure. Oh my goodness.
That's enough, bro. That's enough. One thing I forgot to mention, we got the Hulkster's patented Python packs here. These are your 1 a day, guaranteed to get you through a full day.
That doesn't exactly look like 1 a day to me.
Well, that's what it's all about. See, you've got everything in here you need. You don't have to carry around a bunch of bottles of different vitamins. I've got everything put in here and soon to be on the market. Alfred, I'm going to send you a free dose of these to get you back in shape right away.
Well, thank you very much. They'll have to be powerful to do that.
Well, you have to start somewhere, Alfred, I would think. I see that they are hermetically sealed.
Hermetically sealed?
That's to make sure that we don't have any problems and whatever. Now, how many of these tablets, and exactly what are they? Or what, I guess there's a little vitamin C in there.
We got a conglomeration, every type of vitamin, mineral, a little bit of kryptonite too. We got everything from A to Z in here, and 1 a day keeps all the dirty doctors away. You don't need any medicine, no other pills, no aspirin, no nothing like that. These will keep you in good shape, and they make you hungry as a bear. That's why I eat them every day, because I want to be hungry all the time. I want to stay hungry. And what we do is we take one of these Hulkster's powerful protein shakes. Well, that's for you, Alfred. That looks just about right. There you go. Vicious Vince, are you ready? It's going to change your life here.
For the better.
For the better, I hope.
For the better. All right. And is it always this color?
Gray.
It matches Alfred's coloration, so to speak.
It matches the texture of my skin.
But you're gonna take all of that?
Well, what you do is you take these 12 little vitamins right here, the Hulkster's powerful Python pack here, and you throw it down first thing in the morning. You'll be burping powder all day long. And the thing is, once you get these in your system, there's no stopping. You may have to work overtime, or you may need to train extra long in the gym, because you're not looking, you may be shrinking up a little bit when you're looking in the mirror. And these things are guaranteed to keep you going all day long. They might even change the color of that suit you got on if you give them half a chance.
Well, I would not advise this, obviously, for anyone to... That's incredible.
Yeah.
How is it?
Not too bad. Not too bad at all.
Right. There we go.
Alfred, are you ready?
Oh, I appeased my hunger much earlier. Thank you very much.
Did you? You're not hungry at all, enough?
No, not at all. I just had something to eat before coming here, and because I like to take something in the morning to get me through. Coffee and bagels.
Vicious Vince?
I'll taste it.
How's that?
That's actually very good.
Well, see what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to wash these Python packs down with the protein. I'll be glad to hold the microphone for you.
Oh, I wouldn't miss this for anything.
Okay.
I mean, if this is going to do anywhere near, for me, what it has done for you.
Well, see, the thing is, I gotta warn you, once you start on these things, once you start with the Hulkster's patented Python powder and the Hulkster's patented Python packs, if you eat them 7 days a week, there's gonna be a warning label on the can of protein, and there's gonna be a warning label on the vitamins. You know, if you train, say your prayers, eat your vitamins, and take the right supplements, I'm not responsible for the clothes you wear. Because the first thing you know, you'll be ripping out in the back, Jack. Your 24-inch pythons will be hanging and banging, and your pecs right here, your pectoral muscles, they'll be bouncing every time you drink a protein shake. So this beautiful, passionate pink suit that Vince McMahon, Vicious Vince, has on, as soon as he starts on the program, after 7 days, this suit's gonna look like the Hulkster's shirt. But you gotta train hard, you gotta say your prayers, and you gotta eat your vitamins.
You have to be in shape just to get into these things.
Well, that's what it's all about. You gotta munch down on them, chew at them, you know?
I beg your pardon. It'll take considerably more than just one gulp, I'm sure.
Kryptonite just fell on the floor.
Yeah, there's
Kryptonite?
just a little bit of kryptonite in there because that's the thing. Kryptonite is what stops Superman, and once you get used to once you get used to taking a little bit of kryptonite every day, there's nothing that'll stop you.
It's sort of like taking an antibiotic.
I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't take any more of those if I were you.
Believe me, if the Hulk okays it.
Watch out for the eggshells there. I don't know whose blender this was, but it's kind of weak. Maybe we need to give it a dose of the Python powder. Not too bad.
You really enjoying that?
This is fabulous.
Alfred, you've got to try it. I'm telling you,
go for it.
It'll change your life. You'll grow 6 inches overnight, but you got to train, say your prayers, and eat your vitamins.
It's delicious.
It's really good.
It's not only just okay, it's delicious.
Used to look like?
Well, I'm not too sure that would be to our advantage either, but Alfred, go for it. Really, you don't have the vitamins, the power pack yet, but at least taste this and see if it suits you, all right?
I'm willing.
You're going to love it. I'm telling you, you're going to love it. You're going to ask for more. You might even, look at that.
All right, Alfred.
All right.
Yeah. What do you think? What's your reaction? I don't think Alfred likes it. Okay, I apologize, but I don't think Alfred likes it. But you said before this is not really for everyone, didn't you?
Well, the thing is, it is for everyone, but I guess we should have gave Alfred a little smaller dose. I didn't want to turn him into Superman overnight, but the thing is, this is the high-energy food. This is a Hulkster's Python powder.
I can't wait when that comes out on the market.
And the thing is, we got to get it just right, the right dosage for all the little bitty Hulksters because we don't want them growing too big overnight, you know. But Alfred, awful Alfred, I don't know what his problem is. He apparently has been living wrong. And the thing is, just a small dose of this every day is guaranteed to change your life.
I'm in favor of that for sure. Hulk Hogan, later on, by the way, we're going to have Wendy Richter. Wendy Richter, check it out. We'll be back as we continue with more TNT in just a few moments. Before we have a little bit more commentary with Hulk Hogan and someone else who has just joined us, we'd like to remind you of who will be our guest next week on Tuesday Night Titans. Cowboy Bob Orton will join us, and he will have with him his special guest, his very own horse that will be with us. Also to join us, Big John Studd, who allegedly will attempt to break the world bench press record right here on Tuesday Night Titans. In addition to that, anyone would say this individual is anything but a wimp, but many fans refer to Iron Mike Sharp as just that. Mr. Sharp will join us, those guests, and many more. Right now, we have with us, in addition to the World Wrestling Federation champion Hulk Hogan, Miss Wendy Richter again has joined us. By the way, what'd you think of the shake?
Oh, I loved it.
You did?
Yeah, Cindy Lauper had made some protein shakes, but I think this one here, I never knew about the eggshell with calcium malt. It makes sense. I think I'm going to try the Python powder.
When it comes on the market. It's not on the market yet. Lord Alfred Hayes, what's it doing for you?
It's definitely working, but not in the way I would like it to work.
Hopefully it'll work a little bit later on. You do look a little pale, Lord.
I
am. We have with us something that we would like to do, sort of embarrass the Hulk, if we may, unaccustomed as you are to that. We've been told about these now legendary arms of yours. I mean, there's no doubt you've got one of the most extraordinary physiques in the world today. Those arms are supposed to be approximately 23 inches.
24.
24?
With a pump on. When I'm working out with a pump, they're 24.
Would you mind if if we take this tape measure and just wrap around just for everyone to see just how big these arms are?
Could I have the privilege of doing
With
that?
by all means, you may. It's all right with me as long as it's all right with the
Awful
Hulkster.
Alfred, save me. Wait a minute, I haven't been working out. I don't have a pump on.
Alfred.
You're on the spot.
Well,
The same as my stomach.
if she tapes my arms, can I tape something of hers? I mean,
It's fine with me if it's all right with Wendy.
Well, let's just tape the arms first, then we'll get to that next.
Well, let's take a look, if you don't mind, Hulkster.
well, you're really putting me on the spot, but I'll go for it.
All right, good. Let's stand up and Wendy will put the Hulk through his paces.
Yeah, I just love big, muscular men in shape.
Well, they don't come any bigger. Or
I owe
any
you
more
one for
muscular,
this.
I don't think. Oh my goodness, look at that. That's incredible.
24 inches.
Let me see that. Let me see.
Right here.
Let me get, are you sure that's 24?
Yes.
Are you sure that? Get in a little closer. Is that 20?
If his arm gets any bigger, he won't be able to wear a winter coat.
That is 24 inches. That is incredible. That's awesome, I'll tell you. Really awesome. Thank you very much.
It's almost my waistline.
Almost your waist is a little bit less than that. Around 23, is it?
Well, give or take a few inches.
Sit back down if you would. The tape measure strikes again.
Boy.
We thank you very much, Hulk Hogan, for allowing us to do that.
I owe you one.
Uh-oh.
I owe you one.
That doesn't sound like, well...
Maybe I'll make you drink a whole pack of Python powder. That'll straighten you.
I'm ready for it. If, in fact, it's going to do for me anything at all what it does for you, I'm ready for that. I think America is going to be ready for that when it's ready for them.
Well, I hope so. It's more than just the Python powder. It's a positive attitude and just a positive lifestyle, you know. And when you train, say your prayers, and eat your vitamins, and drink that Python powder, you'll get there. But I can't guarantee what's going to happen to your clothes. You might rip out of them.
Sounds good to me.
If you need anyone to help you perfect that, I'll be more than happy to sample it for you.
Well, again, an extraordinary combination. We thank you both for joining us on Tuesday Night Titans, the world's ladies champion, along with the World Wrestling Federation title holder Hulk Hogan. We invite you to join us next Tuesday night for more TNT.